I'll say, I think it was you, Griff, that said that the end game of every MMO is fashion or something. Was that you or was that Admiral?
No, that wasn't me. That was somebody else who had that great.
Or was it? I know Paul Shelley
great
said that a
statement,
couple
yeah.
times too.
Somebody said that great statement. All right, gang, 1 minute 45 seconds.
I log in and the first thing I see is somebody write in all caps, "Scam citizen."
Yes.
Are you in the same server, Meg?
Oh no, probably not.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if we're in the same server though.
Log in, hit F12, it's a habit.
Yep.
I need to tweet. Because I did not tweet a thing.
So many subscriber items and stuff from Citizen Cons.
Mm-hmm.
Jealous.
I don't have that bad new cube though. I'm salty I didn't get to go to.
Yeah, I heard they got over 200 people there.
Yeah, see, I told you we bring it strong up here.
Mm-hmm.
People, I think up here people play games just in general more because most of the year it's not that nice out. So,
Makes sense. All right, 10 seconds, gang.
This is Rowena Dooley asking Soul citizens to report for duty.
This port of common peace is now in session.
Greetings, and welcome to the Soul Citizens. I am GriffinGamingRPG, and we're back for another great week of conversation about Star Citizen. And I've got two wonderful co-hosts with me today. I'm surrounded by these wonderful, beautiful people to my right and to your left. First is Jade Starwatchr. Jade, how are you?
I am good.
Good.
Yeah, I just want to send a real quick shout out to the Pacific Northwest Bar Citizen people. I heard there were like 200 people there. I wish I could have been there. I was out of town, but I heard it was amazing. So,
Yep.
Well done, everybody.
Saw a nice picture by Jake Bradley posted up there this morning, and they had a really good turnout for that. I think they're going to be the ones to beat, I think, when it comes to the amount of people turning out.
We bring it strong up here.
That's
we love
very
this game.
cool. Very cool. And to my left and to your right, our newest member, back again, yoyoMeg. What's up, Meg?
What's up? How's everyone doing?
How are you?
I'm good.
I saw you were gaming earlier today, weren't you? I saw you. Weren't you online playing something? What were you playing?
I was doing a little bit of Star Citizen,
Uh-huh.
and then I was playing Apex for quite a bit today.
Yes.
Yeah,
I stumbled when I
getting used
stumbled
to the new season.
when I stumbled upon Meg. I saw her playing 3 games: Star Citizen, Fortnite, and Apex, and she was doing really well with all of them. So it's good to have both of you all here today. What did you guys think of that video that we opened? Oh, BSL Black Sky Legion Kaizen, thank you so much for that sub. We appreciate that. What did you guys think about that little opening video there? I know those were today's fashions, but it was actually titled around space fashions. Meg, I'll go to you first. Was that is that something that's too far out up there? I mean, I know it's haute couture, right? It's haute couture. It's not intended to be worn every day. But would you like to see some stuff like really spacey stuff like that in Star Citizen?
Honestly, yes. I really like just having a different. Or sorry, what am I trying to say? I like how there's a lot of different things that you can wear, just so like not everyone's wearing the same thing. You can kind of like dress yourself depending on your own style, and really differentiate yourself from other characters that way.
Yeah, I do too. Jade, what about you?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
For all the reasons that Meg mentioned, I mean, this is a game about where you create a character that represents you. So some people, might want to have like some crazy like Fifth Element look. Some people might want to have some cyberpunk look. I'm all for all the things, all the fashions, especially avant-garde, futurism. I'd like to see a bit more of that in Star Citizen, like you saw there.
Okay. Now, we could talk about it later on because we're going to come back to that video, and because I know a lot of people will be still coming in, but we're going to talk about, what would people wear, in the future, and, I know CIG is kind of giving us some stuff, but I really would like to do maybe even a survey. Hey, Pops, thank you so much for that sub. I would love to do a survey that raises that question as well and see what people think when it comes to how they're going to dress and how maybe we will dress in Star Citizen. I remember when the concept art came out for Orison, and it was like a long time before we got Orison, but we saw some of the clothing, and I was kind of like, that's an interesting take. In some ways, it seems like the clothes they took in Orison kind of reflect back to the 1950s a little bit for me. But then there is kind of like a futuristic edge to it. But I don't know. I have a weird feeling about the way Orison's clothes are right now. I like Microtech's a little bit more than I do Orison. But we'll get to that when we get to it. Okay. Let's first of all open up talking about fashion. A title for this show this week is Passion for Fashion. Jade, I'm going to ask if you wouldn't mind, could you open us up with that first paragraph there about fashion? Because I think we want to get some definitions in so everybody's on the same page with us before we venture down this road.
Sure. Fashion is a form of self-expression and autonomy at a particular period and place and in a specific context of clothing, footwear, lifestyle, accessories, makeup, hairstyle, and body posture. The term implies a look defined by the fashion industry as that which is trending. Okay,
cool. What I like about this definition is that, it's not just about clothing, but they talk about lifestyle, accessories, but then they get into some other aspects of the game where they talk about like makeup, hairstyle, and body posture. And Meg, as you know, Meg, let me ask you this question. When you're creating your character, I know some people don't spend time on their character right now because the thing is kind of funky. You know what I mean? Are you the type of person just makes any old person, or are you the type of person that actually spends a little time tweaking how you look, your hair, all that stuff with your character?
I'm actually really well known in my friend group to be the one person who takes like an hour in the screen just to create your character.
Cool.
So yeah, I love doing that. I know, like you said, like there's a lot of like you have to do character resets and stuff like that, and like you might as well just get in and go. But I really, really, really like making my character look either like really hot or really cute or something like that.
Okay. Jade, what about you?
Yeah, same thing. I take screenshots of like when I get a really hot look, I take screenshots so I can recreate that character. I really wish they gave us like numbers. Like I think at the beginning when they first gave us the character customizer, there were like percentages and things. So I would really love if they brought some kind of numeric value back for the mixing of the different DNA. I know a lot of people would love it if we could save our characters, and I'm sure at some point that'll be something down the road. But yeah, I spend about an hour each major patch,
Mm.
recreating my character.
Yeah. I hate to say it, I'm like that too. I know some people, they just go with that default face and run, but I can't do it. But I will say that I've got it down to a science. I know exactly which face, which hair, which eye color, and I know roughly where I set the sliders. It's not like I've made it perfectly the way I want it, but it's close enough that within, let's say, 3 minutes, I can have my character pretty much where they are now. Before I'd monkey around for a long time. But now it's like, okay, I know everything I want there. I've even changed my hairstyle now. I have a certain hairstyle I have. Now there's some reasons why I do that. Let me ask the first question, Jade. The question I want to ask is, how important to you is fashion as a gamer? Not just in Star Citizen, but I mean, is the whole clothing thing a big deal for you, or how you dress, whether it's Star Citizen or any other game? Or are you just, again, default player, long as I'm doing my game, no, I'm not looking at myself anyway, what do I care?
I think it's pretty important, especially in an MMO or a multiplayer game, because you're not just, you're not really so much just dressing for you, but to convey to people around you, what you're about or how you feel that particular day or whatever. So yeah, it's important. I come over to Star Citizen, kind of like I think Joe Run came over from Second Life. I also came over from Second Life, and it's all about customization,
right?
And all the fashion options you have, and making your character unique. And I know that some people it's not that big a deal for, but I know that Chris Roberts has said over and over, this is a space Second Life, right? It's your second life in space, and that he wants you to feel invested in your character. If something happens, if you were to die and you have to regen and all go through all that all has to have meaning. Losing fashion items will have meaning, right? So all of this is to make you feel more immersed. Okay. And so the more choices we have, the more immersed we feel, I think.
Okay. Meg, I just mentioned a few seconds ago, you play Apex, you do Fortnite. I know you do a lot of gaming. When you are able to, like, let's say you get some piece of something, right? A clothing, armor, hat, whatever it is it the achievement aspect for you, or is it the fact that it's the cool aspect for you, or is it a little bit of both? You know what I mean? This actually looks cool, plus it's the achievement of having it, or is it just, whichever one, you don't really care?
I think it's both, and I also think another reason is sometimes things can have I don't know how the words to use to explain this, but they actually give you like an edge when it comes to playing the game, like weapon skins. When it comes to like iron sights, they can be different. So I know we're talking Star Citizen, not like games like Apex, but maybe potentially that ties into Star Citizen at some point with like weapon skins, just like. They can shape the weapons a little differently sometimes, possibly in the future, and like that can come into play. Clothing, like if you're trying to be like a sneaky sniper or something at Jumptown, maybe you wear white. So like I think it definitely rewarding, especially when you find like really rare loot. Just getting it to look cool, and then like definitely looking at items for specific purposes.
Okay, so you look at it for both, not just cosmetic, but if there actually is some buff or some edge that it gives you as far as gameplay goes. Okay, that's very cool.
For sure.
Very, very cool. Okay, that answers that. Meg, if you wouldn't mind, would you hit the definition on clothing for us?
Yes. Clothing, also known as clothes, apparel, and attire, are items worn on the body. Typically, clothing is made of fabrics or textiles, but over time it has included garments made from animal skin and other thin sheets of materials and natural products found in the environment, manufactured by the clothing industry.
Okay, so a lot of what we're going to be talking about today falls into this category. Mind you, guys, we're using kind of contemporary terms, so we get that, but we did pull a lot of these definitions from places like Star Citizen Tools and things. This is the information that they had out there. One of the things that some of our clothing, I don't know, do you all think that people know that our current clothing does actually allow you to carry things? Because they do have SCU on them. You can carry stuff on you. I know a lot of people think about their armor, when they're going out of their backpack, but they actually do have that in the game right now. What are some of the things, Jade, I'll go to you first on this. What are some of the things you think that clothing can provide as far as gameplay goes? What, if I put on a certain jacket, a certain suit, how can that turn into something that actually is involved in gameplay, not just cosmetic, just not looking cool?
Right. Well, if you now go to any of the terminals to buy anything, you see it defaults to what you're like. If you're wearing clothes, like just street clothes, it'll default to like your jacket pockets or, your pants pockets. So right there, like if you want to carry, you want to carry like an energy bar, you can put it in your pocket, right? But clothing also, if you look at just protection from the environment, right? So like at Microtech, there's some cold weather clothing.
Right.
I'm sure there, will eventually be clothing that will, let you cool down a bit easier. That maybe it's more breathable than synthetic fibers or whatever. Like for a place like Hurston, so clothing will feed into that actor status system. I mean, we might even have like radiation proof clothing, or like something that, for UV protection, it's like shiny or something like that, So clothing will definitely feed into like the actor status system. I think they've already sort of done that a little bit with Microtech.
Okay. Meg, I'll ask you this now. Jade and I are snobs, right? You know that already, right? We're the snobs in the group, the 890 jump people, all that, right?
Oh, gosh.
Okay. So do you think the clothing could have an impact in the sense of NPCs later in the future? What you wear can determine whether or not somebody speaks to you, doesn't speak to you, faction-wise, if you go to a certain faction. I know they showed us in Citizens Con's demonstration last year that when the person snuck into that particular place on Pyro 3, they snuck into a box and changed uniform, and the NPCs didn't recognize them. Do you think that maybe clothing could be something like that, where like if you go to the bar and you're dressed like, like you walk up there in those, what do they call them? Those, the Fruit of the Loom underwear, but you don't have any pants on. It's like no service. You know what I mean? What do you think? Do you think that clothing could have impact in the sense of in the game like that? So that it's more than just something cosmetic.
I would love for that to be like that, because I play games like Hitman, and that's literally like you're speaking exactly what that game is about. And so if they can somehow do that in Star Citizen, that would be amazing. I definitely could see it happening. I hope it would happen. That would make missions so much more interesting.
Can you tell us what happens in Hitman? Tell us exactly give the example of how does Hitman do it?
Okay, so if you're trying to assassinate somebody, they're probably in like a building or at a event or something, and there's like security guards, or there's like maybe a clown or someone serving at a bar, like you just mentioned, or just a random civilian. If you were to kill somebody and somebody sees you do it, then like that outfit, everyone will always suspect you. But if you switch outfits, like you kill somebody and take their clothes, then like, and nobody watches you switch clothes, then you're okay. Like you're good. You're zero, no wanted. Cool. And so yeah, that's basically Hitman. You're just trying to assassinate people without getting seen.
Yeah, I've kind of wanted, how like a lot of times people do the bunker missions, right, for Hurston security and stuff like that. I've always kind of in some ways wish that, whenever you like take the uniform of whoever's in there, like let's say you're supposed to help the Hurston security, you get there, one of the Hurston guys is dead. If you put on their armor, they will think that you're Hurston security. Even Hurston's people will think you're Hurston security. I would love for them to implement even that level of it. Your armor actually can again show what faction or what group you're with. I think that would be kind of neat. Jade, you got any thoughts? Go ahead, man.
Sorry, I just wanted to say I do wonder how they would transition from what they already have, because I know if you steal, I'm not sure specifically what it is, but like Hurston armor, for example, I always forget the name of it, but it's the one with like the nozzle, like the tube coming out of the jacket over to the face or something. That like I'm pretty sure it's like Hurston Security Post 1 you can get it from.
Artemix, Artemix. Somebody said Artemix. GoMap said, yep.
That's probably it. They probably know more than me. But if you fly out and security stops you and scans your vehicle and you have that on you, they should give you a citation. So I wonder if it'll be illegal for you to put on a dead person's armor.
Interesting.
Because I mean, that is kind of how it is in space. Yeah. So like, I wonder if if they're gonna switch to like, oh, you're good, you're Hurston security, or if it's like, no,
or it's illegal and they figured out that you are, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So there's a lot of different ways they could go with that. I like that. Okay. All right. Well, look, let's talk about how. Again, we pulled some of this stuff from Star Citizen Tools and the wiki. These are some of the subcategories that they had for clothing. clothing sets that I don't know what that was. I tried to figure it out. But what they're saying is this is how many different types of things there are in the game currently. And this is in relation to clothing, not armor, by the way. Okay. So there's 7 different types of eyewear, which you guys already have seen some of those. 30 different types of footwear, 6 different types of gloves, 23 different types of hats, 50 different jackets, 29 male clothing. Now, they put that in there, and I'm not sure if that was, because unfortunately there was no date there to tell me when they posted
this is outdated.
Thank you. It is Jade. Okay. So they've got 29 pieces of male clothing, 33 pants, 60 shirts, and 4 t-shirts. And we know that there are way more t-shirts than that. That's what they had there. But when I did the count and I did some added addition, it came out to over 180 different items of clothing that are currently in the game. And sometimes it doesn't feel that way, right? You walk into a store and there's only like 12 of this and 15 of that and 10 of this, and that's about it. But there actually is quite a bit of clothing in the game. Let's talk about one of the first stores that we got in game. Hopefully I'm going to hit the right one. Is this it? Is that right? No. Okay, here, I'm sorry. Boom. Those are all the clothes. You can't read them, but those are all the different clothing and manufacturers that are currently in the game. And so, again, over 180 different items here of clothing that we have. We're going to go ahead and jump from there to, this is like really weird. Oh, and then with Army combat clothing, these are the manufacturers that we have in relation to Army stuff. Okay. Armor stuff. I keep saying Army, armor clothing, combat armor. Those are all the different manufacturers that we have. Okay. Let's jump back, or the different types rather. I'm sorry. Yeah. ADP, the different types. Let's jump into stores. Casaba. Jade, could you read that for me, please?
Sure. From Coral to Kronos and almost everywhere in between, Casaba Outlet has become ubiquitous across the UAE. The concept behind the store is far from new. It sells designer-style fashion at affordable prices. Yet, Casaba succeeded where many had failed, thanks to mainly to the business savvy and entrepreneurial drive embodied by the company's founding partners, siblings Jean and Joel Polanco. Founded in 2843, current era, 109 years ago, in Lear Castle in the Goth system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now,
Castle.
Meg, here's something you don't know. Jade may be able to help me with the dates on this. When we first got ArcCorp, Area 18, this store was one of the first things that we saw in there. We looked at, see how the front of the store looks right now? It was like that for what? Like what? How many years, Jade? Like 3 years?
Yeah.
Maybe 3 years?
Yep.
There was no, you couldn't go in. All you could see was Casaba and empty windows, and that, and everybody was trying to figure out how to break in, how to glitch in. Everybody wanted to know what Casaba Outlet was. And then at some point we knew there was movement when they put mannequins in the window. It was like, okay, it's going to be a clothing store, right? But for a long time, this was the only store that we had. It was the first store, and it was also the only store, and we were really excited about it when it opened up. And as you guys know, there's a lot of casual wear in there. There are some uniform looking things in there, some jackets, and we can talk about it. Let me go to Meg first this time. Meg, when you've gone to Casaba, is there stuff that you like, don't like, not excited about? Is there certain things you buy all the time? What are your thoughts about Casaba Outlet?
I'm not sure what's there now since the game updated and like things have shifted and like you can only buy things in certain areas. But usually when I go to that store, I am just getting weapons or ammo.
Oh, so you don't even go to Casaba's store. You just go to the
oh wait, they don't sell that there, do they?
No, this is all clothing. Casaba is just strictly clothing.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Cubby Blast.
You're thinking about Cubby Blast.
You're right.
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Do you buy any
water? No, I don't think I buy clothes from there.
You go to the counter and buy the water, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay, hey, that's where you got to get it, right? I mean, that's where it's
I go to
at.
other clothing stores.
You go to other stores? Okay, fair enough. Jade, what about you? Casaba, do you buy anything? Do you not like it?
I mean, Casaba is like the McDonald's of fashion in Star Citizen, right? You can't get away from Casaba. Everywhere you go, there's
Yeah, the
Casaba.
Casaba.
You go to the station, there's Casaba. It's good because, I mean, if you like wake up in, that GME 33810 hospital gown,
Mm-hmm.
then you can, go buy some clothes on a station or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I I go to Casaba usually to get a few of my staples. I like the Willow pants
Mm-hmm.
that they have there. I think they have no, they don't have the ATI jackets there. But
No.
yeah,
Oh yes.
no, they don't.
Okay, right.
Yeah, but that's about it. I go there for the Willow stuff, and then I walk out.
Okay. I will. I'm with Meg on the water bottle. I will get my water there every once in a while. Okay. I'll admit I will get the Stacey Adams shoes. They have the different color shoes, like the purple and the green and the orange. Them stepper shoes. I do buy those out of there sometimes. I don't buy the boots out of there. I will buy the Lamarque white pants from them from time to time.
Okay.
And there's a purple puff jacket. It's like a shiny purple that I'll buy from there every once in a while if they have that. I might buy that black shirt with the shiny black diamonds on the arm, and I might buy that white shirt that has the gold leaf that runs down the arm. That's it. Ain't too much more in there I'm excited about.
My biggest problem with Casaba is they're always out of stock on women's sizes for the cool stuff.
That becomes a whole nother subject, right?
I
Because
know.
one of the complaints
We'll go there
that
later,
we have.
maybe.
No, you're right. I mean, one of the issues is that amongst the 180 clothes that are out there, very few of them, even though they try to make some things, I guess what they consider either unisex or they may make them for women. The problem is that the modeling for them, there's a lot of times there's glitching, there's tearing, and some things we don't even get. Like if you put it on a women's model, if you put a certain clothing on, there's a default jacket that basically says there is no female version of this. It's an ugly jacket too, which is even worse. So there are some things that the female model does have in the game that do fit well. Most of them are in the newer stores, right, Jade? Pretty much in the newer stores. They did try to go into Casaba and do a few things, but again, there's still some issues visually with some of the clothing that's in there. And we've been saying for the longest time, we hope that CIG fixes that, or at the very least, whenever they put out something new, make sure that that fits both men and women's body models, because that does.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. They have a lot of legacy stuff that they've got to catch up on. And I remember Paul Shelley, the Astropub, basically when they released the female character model, he said, he's like, they have to make this a priority to get that stuff up to date. And I remember in the Jump Point, right after they released the female character model, they said, we're really excited about, kind of getting the parity with the male character. But here we are years later, many years later, right? And we're still not there yet. And I really do hope that at some point, they make a push to finally bring us up to parity. I mean, I saw Black Sky Legion, saying that, he wishes that there were, dresses and skirts and things in the game. And yeah, I do too. We aren't even up to just parity with the male character stuff that's in there. And I don't have any problem with the fact that, it's taken a little bit longer. I do have a problem with items that are new, that only have a male version. That there's no excuse for that. But anyway, that's my rant.
No, you're right. No, they should. That's why I said if it's something new, they should be churning out both at this point. Because they've got the character model. Back then they didn't have it. Okay, but now they've got it. It shouldn't be an issue. Let's go to the next one. There are a lot of armor stores, combat weapon stores, and Meg, we talked about this one. We didn't talk about this one. I'm just picking one of them because we could be going to all the different ones. We could go to Garrity and we could go to the other place we just mentioned a few minutes ago. But I'm just going to pick Tammany for right now. Okay. Tammany and Sons is a shop in Lorville. It belongs to Hurston Dynamics and primarily sells goods to the workers in a truck shop. In a truck shop scheme that ensures no credits or employees leave the Hurston ecosystem. In addition to clothing and armor, the shop also sells Grey Cat Industrial's Pyrorite multi-tool. And of note, it is where you can pick up the Geisen Ready Up, the notorious Baghead soft body breathing helmet, which is frequently used by residents to cope with the planet's abysmal atmospheric quality. Meg, I know you say you go get your weapons and stuff, but is there any particular, do you ever visit this particular one? Because Tammany and Sons, I don't know, it's kind of a funny store, right? Because they don't have like a lot of weapons there, but they do have clothing there. Do you ever buy anything in there? Is your armor there? Is your armor someplace else?
It's someplace else, but the two things you mentioned, actually, I do get the multi-tool and that helmet.
Mhm.
The helmet is so funny.
The
I love
bag
wearing
hit.
that thing.
The bag
Yeah,
hit.
I usually, the thing is, I don't really go to stores that often,
Okay.
other than the clothes I normally wear. We
Mhm.
haven't gotten to those yet, but it's normally because I find a lot of things now by looting. Like I probably have
Mhm.
like 20 of those breathing helmets just from looting.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, like they're everywhere.
Okay.
But yeah, those helmets are really, really funny. I love
Oh.
wearing those.
Yep. And I'm kind of hoping that those helmets actually begin to have some actual gameplay necessity in some form, which would be really cool. I don't know whether or not I mean, you know, the NPCs are walking around with them, but will there be a reason for players to walk around? Maybe when you're in your cities, right? Your casual clothes, you can't put a helmet on, so you've got to wear the bag, right? You got to put a bag on, right? The unknown comic, I guess. Jade, what about you?
Or character just starts coughing, you know.
Well, yeah, that could happen too. Yeah, but I think I put the bag on. I don't want to be smelling that bad air
Right.
on Hurston. What about you with Tammany and Sons? What do you? I mean, have you guys been in the store? That's the first thing, because there's a lot of stores, right? It's got a different feel to it than some of the other stores, right? It kind of feels almost like military surplus to a certain degree, maybe.
Yes, it's very Hurston. It's very oppressive. It's a company store. You know, they make sure their workers don't, you know, get any credits to take home. You know, they make sure that everything costs what you know, their workers can afford and not much less, right?
Yeah.
So that's the lore of it. As far as it as a store, you know, they sell one weapon there, I think, like a pistol, so that there's no revolt. They play this really annoying music, and I think it's because they really don't want you there. Like other stores in the verse, they have, you know, shopkeepers that don't really like their job. Hurston doesn't really want you there, right? So like they kind of make sure that you come in and you get out pretty quickly. I do like that it's kind of one-stop shopping, because you can get armor, you can get clothes, and you know, the aforementioned pistol. So that's all in one shop. That's a good thing in my opinion. But most of what's there, it's not my thing, unless I think you can still get the is it the Pembroke, the hot water suit? Yeah. I think you can get that there, but I'm not I haven't been there in a while, so I'm not sure if it's still there.
Yeah. I want to ask you both about the type of clothing that this store sells. It's not very, as you mentioned it earlier, Jade, you said it's kind of oppressive, the feeling that's there, right? There's no bright colors. There's no, ooh, this is the latest fashion thing, right? There's just general
like worker stuff.
Worker clothing. And I want to tie this in because one of the areas that we did not list, or I forgot to list, I meant to put down the cargo area, because the cargo docks also sell clothing. Do you think that there's like a utilitarian feeling, like in this store in Tammany, they've got like those hard hats with the lights on them, they've got all that stuff. Is that a foreshadowing of some gameplay maybe? Because it's not just there for the sake of it, because why would they let us buy it? It could just be on the wall and you can't do anything, but you can buy those helmets with the light on them. You can buy those vests that have the multi pockets, those jackets, those safety. Do you think that maybe there's some gameplay that CIG has down the line that you'll have to buy that stuff? You know, you can't wear heavy armor to do this. I don't know. Is there some reason? Because the same thing with the cargo area. They got some very unique clothing in the cargo area as well. Either you guys want to respond to that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think, you know, as I think you said, if you see something in a Chris Roberts game, you know, there's usually a reason that it's going to be there. And I could totally see, you know, you needing those hard hats if you were doing FPS mining, like in a cave or something like that. And, you know, we have like, you know, partial collapses or tunnels or something like that. Like, you know, rocks start falling on, you want to have something on your head to protect it, right? So and you may not want to go down there. I know a lot of people are like, well, I'll just put my armor and helmet on. But when they add the wear and tear for undersuits and armor and helmets, you may not want to wear that undersuit and armor and helmet everywhere. So something cheaper, like getting one of those hard hats, you know, and having the clip vest that you can keep a lot of things in, the minerals and stuff that you mine. I think that's what the use may be in the future, but I'm speculating.
Yeah, no, it's a good speculation. I don't know. Meg, do you have any thoughts about other types of gameplay? Maybe why we have all these utilitarian kind of items? I know that, I don't know if you know this, Meg, or not, but they've told us that even like when you're flying a ship, certain armor you will not be able to wear when you're piloting. You will have to take the armor off. So heavy armor, you won't be able to fly a ship in. Maybe medium, light, maybe. But the idea is that's why we have the lockers on the ships, that if you're the pilot, you're going to have to take that armor off when you decide to fly the ship. So when we talk about, like, when we say that Chris Roberts puts things in the game for a reason, the lockers aren't there just for the sake of it. Do you think, because you mentioned earlier about, for example, you talked about when you're playing Hitman, if I change my clothing, nobody sees me, I can change my identity and get away. Do you think that maybe this utilitarian stuff, there'll be missions on Hurston? Maybe you won't wear that stuff someplace else, but maybe there's something on Hurston that you got to put that type of clothing on. If you don't put that clothing on, you know, you're spotted, right? You can't walk into the facility wearing your freaking, you know, Mark V armor. You know what I mean? You think that could be a possibility?
Honestly, yeah. Probably not the best thing to do, but talking about different games here, like I know there's like a specific mission on GTA where you're walking onto a construction site and you immediately get yelled at. You can't be here without a hard hat on. So if you, I would love to see something as simple as that, like just an NPC saying like you're not allowed to be here, and if I don't know, maybe you go there, you get cited or something. I know, like Siege of Warson, kind of not really, like you had to accept the mission and they kept yelling at you about it. So I know like the potential's there. I think it could be pretty easy.
That'd be cool.
Actually, let me not say that because I'm not like a developer or anything, but I would love to see something as even just as small as that. I definitely think the potential's there.
Well, I think you're not far off, because like, you know, we have a thing in the game called the Million Mile High Club, right?
Oh, yes.
And remember, you have to be a certain level of person to have access to it. You can't go through the door. To your point, they could have that NPC that just recognizes that if you're not wearing, and they've already told us this, there's going to be this impact of clothing, you know, NPCs responding to us. So that's a great one. If you're going, like, you get those mining missions where you need to go down to one of the caves or something, you can't come down there wearing the slung backpack and the rifle. But, you know, you can put on the vest and the helmet, you know, and make your way down there. Maybe when you get down there, there's a weapons cache that you have to access or something like that. So clothing can have, beyond cosmetics, be involved in gameplay. I think that's a really cool thing you suggest.
You have on the stations where you have the refinery decks, United Resource Workers, right? Yeah. Which is going to be like it's going to be a guild. So maybe you can't be there if you don't have a hard hat on, because they're pouring molten metal all around you and things like that. So yeah,
that's good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, all right. Let's move on past the grim Tammany and oppressive Tammany and Sons. Let's talk about. You know what? I actually messed up and didn't put them on my thing. Did I? I surely didn't. Okay, we're going to go to Macau first, okay? Let's talk about Macau. I'll read this one because it's real short and easy. Where the newest store and latest fashions can be found on Orison. This is the newest store that was added to the game as far as fashion styles go, not as far as facilities, because they added new stations. But Macau does have its own unique look. And as I mentioned earlier, when the concept drawings for Orison came out, the clothing that's in this store, was definitely highlighted. They showed people standing outside, sitting out on the grass, and they were wearing these different fashions. Meg, I'll go to you. Macau, have you been there? What do you think about the clothes there? Have you bought anything there? Don't like the styles?
That's one of my favorite stores, actually.
Okay.
I think it's really funny to dress up and look really nice and go to like the events like Invictus or I don't know. I don't remember the other one, IAE.
Yeah, IAE.
Yeah, I think it's really funny to like dress up and just walk around and yell at people like, no running. No running in my halls.
I do that too.
Yeah, I love doing that. And yeah, there's like the one on the right. That one is so weird to me. But I mean, hey, that might look really cool to somebody else. I like that there's like crazy different styles in here, and then like there's just simple button-down shirt and a tie. And there's other ones too, like some of the jackets in there give me like Star Wars Sith vibes. I don't know. Like you can go either way with a lot of these outfits, but yeah, really, really nice looking things in here.
Okay, cool. Jade, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree. Yeah, I wasn't feeling what we saw of Orison fashion. Like, I don't like the 50s look at all, really. It's not my thing, but I know, some people probably like it. But I do like that you can get the Ivers boots. You can get the ATI jacket. So it's another place other than Apparelli to get that stuff. But the one item they have,
Apparelli's mannequin won't let you get it either, which sucks.
right?
Don't get me started on that. But go ahead.
And you can get it at a terminal too. That's the other thing. Where there's no terminals at
terminal,
Apparelli.
right? There's no terminal.
They're too high end for that.
I know.
But there's a shoe there that you can't get anywhere else in Star Citizen.
The one with the heel.
The Alaska shoes.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they put those heeled shoes in. I do like the Giotto jackets because it uses that new fabric tech that kind of flows. And I think the Aranda shirts, I do like those. I mean, they're not too 50s looking. You can wear them with other stuff, and it's a good look. But yeah, I do like Macau.
Yeah. Macau, I like the store, the layout. Thank God it does have the kiosks so you can't access everything. Because, when you walk in, sometimes you think that just what you see on the mannequins is all they have. You go to the kiosk and find out there's more colors and more variations of different clothing, which is really nice. I mentioned earlier about whether or not there are things in the game. Chris, do they put things in the game and it has some meaning? I am kind of curious. Do y'all think the dressing rooms are going to mean something? Because they do put dressing rooms in this store.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of curious whether or not you'll actually have to use a dressing room. I don't know. Because you buy stuff right now and it goes right into your inventory. So I thought it was kind of interesting.
If you want to change,
well, you don't want people standing out in the middle of the floors going to see their underwear in the middle of the floor again, like the people always
Maybe they can change it to where like where the mannequins show the try it on option. If you go into like the fitting room, maybe there's a kiosk there where you can try it on. Just simply like move it over there.
And that would be good for like, how Chris Roberts obsesses over immersion. I don't think he wants people to be able to see you hit that, try it on, and all of a sudden your outfit changes. But if you go in the dressing room, you can do it. Maybe that's what it's for in the future.
That would be interesting. Well, the shopkeeper could yell at you and they fine you if you drop your underwear out in the middle of the floor. You get a 100 credit fine for doing it. I don't know. It'd be kind of weird, but okay, that's the name of that too. I thought I put Apparelli in here, and Jade, I don't put Apparelli in here. That's just simply horrible.
Oh, it's there?
No, it's on the list. Yeah, but I thought I put the picture in, but I don't see it. I don't think I did. Okay, well, go ahead and guys, forgive me for this one. We're going to go ahead and read the one for Apparelli. Go ahead and read that one for us, okay?
Apparelli is a clothing store for high-end clothing. One of their stores is located in New Babbage and features clothing suited for the cold environment of microtech. Here, they also sell the infamous shirts with animated patches on them.
I'll go to you first, Jade. What are you going to say about Apparelli?
This is my favorite store so far in the game. And it's because there's a variety of things that you can get. Like you can get that real high-end looking Waldron, suit, jacket, and pants, but you can also get like the sort of cyberpunk looking shirts with like the Hyper Vanguard Force shirt is there. You can get those jackets that I remember they originally showed us when they were showing microtech fashion, when I think Jay Lee sketched up what the fashion would be like. So I do like that they sell a variety of things, and that's all considered high end. So even their t-shirts are high end because they have microtech technology where they can have animations going across them. And not just t-shirts, they also have a blouse that's in like 3 different colors. It's like that too.
Yep. What about you, Meg? Do you ever go to Apparelli?
Yes, I definitely love the animated shirts. Those are my favorite thing. I honestly was mind blown when I saw an NPC wearing it. I didn't think they could do that. but yeah, and then my mind was blown times 10 when I realized you can buy those shirts. So yeah, I love that store and those pieces of clothing. You don't really see people wearing those, at least from when I've played the game.
Well, that's going to go to my next question. Are you the type of player who does actually change into civilian clothes, or are you the type of person who, you stay in your armor and all the time?
Oh, all the time I switch. It honestly, I miss the shuttle sometimes because I need to change. Like, I don't need to be wearing armor right now. I need to be wearing my animated t-shirt right now, or I need to be dressing up and yelling at people not to run down the halls. Yeah, any chance I get just to be weird, I take it.
Yeah. Jade, what about you? Do you do casual? Do you jump into your civilians, or
Always.
Always?
Always.
Really?
In fact, I loved when they added the hangars, the smaller hangars to stations, because you can go from New Babbage to a station, then to Lorville, without ever having to leave a breathable atmosphere. And so you don't have to wear your undersuit and helmet. And it's also good practice for when you're not going to want to, like I mentioned before, when they add the wear and tear system for that stuff. I like it, I like the RP aspect of it. I like players that sometimes think that I'm just an NPC. I've stood there with like security at the IAE, like dressed like the security, like Meg says, like, hey, stop running. What's the hurry? And people are like, whoa, is that an NPC? Like, I love that. I love messing with people like that. So yeah.
Well, I'm going to give you my confession. I'm so weird about this part of the game that I literally keep a pair of clothes on my ship. So when if like you said, Jade, if I go someplace where there is no hangar, I have my armor. But if there is a hangar, when I get up out of my chair, I change clothes in my ship, and then I come out in my civilian clothes. Now, if I'm running around with my friends and stuff, I may do, but when it's just me and I'm out there by myself, I will change into civilian clothes in a heartbeat. And I always have a pair of something, and I'm terrible. I will scan the freaking. I'm like you. I'll get that ATI jacket, the Addy jacket.
Yes.
I'll have a set of that, and then some formal wear, some casual wear on the ship, and I'll change my clothes on the ship and step out of my Origin 300 or whatever, and I'm dressed really slick and everything, and walk on in. I enjoy that aspect of gameplay. I really do. Again, what I'm looking for is that hopefully CIG will make it so that when we do things like that, that it has meaning to it. Now, we do know that, for example, when we land in spaceports now, most of the time you all know that when you go through spaceports, you have to go through a customs area and a scanning area. And they have told us that you will basically have to either surrender your weapons or leave your weapons on your ship. And so I'm hoping, I think they just recently mentioned again, they're going to re-implement atmosphere within suits again as well. So you have to take your helmets off. There's a whole lot of things that they want to do, but I'm hoping when we put on civilian clothes, there's some meaning to that beyond just the fact that it looks great. I really want things in the game to respond to me if I'm in civilian clothing versus if I walk into a store and I've got on all this armor, maybe the guy won't talk to me, with all this stuff on me, or if there's information I want to know, and I look like I'm from someplace else. Maybe I'm wearing clothing from New Babbage, right, in Orison. Maybe there's some weird thing about that. And that's in this one system. But let's just say there's some angst going on between people in different systems. If I'm wearing clothes from that system, maybe the NPC, gets mad at me, or maybe security acts a certain way when they see me. I would love to see that level of response based on what I'm wearing. It's also going to make people have to buy a lot of clothes too.
And they won't let you into Ozo restaurant if you're wearing one of those bags on your head.
Oh, you know it.
But yeah, what you're saying about, them adding these other star systems, like if you come from Pyro in the future with some Xenothreat armor into Stanton, I would expect, security would be giving you the extra long search.
That's right. Absolutely. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about some of the different items here. Let's talk about accessories first. There's a lot of different things in the game, as you guys know, a lot of different sub-flare and things that have been introduced into the game. One of the ones that we got, and I'm not sure, I wasn't that crazy about these when these first came out. I don't know how you guys felt about them, but now there's some of them I actually really, really like, and they do complement some of the clothes, some of the clothing that you wear. The Avalo Scout, the Haru Spec, in the I don't know if that's a Pont or a Ponte Explorer. This is a part of the Adventurer collection. Jade, do you own any of these, or do you own the collection?
Yes, I own all of them, and I was one of the few people that liked them adding these. I wasn't a huge fan of the design of most of them, but I did like the fact that it was eyewear, and that meant that there would be, more eyewear. And ironically, my favorite sunglasses in the game aren't these. They're ones that you can loot from the dead bodies at those wreck sites.
Okay.
Like I think, they're like the engineer glasses or whatever. They're usually on an engineer.
Okay.
I think those are the best sunglasses in the game. And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, the only place you can get them is actually looting them.
That's good. That is good. Meg, what about you? Do you own any of these glasses? Don't like them?
I don't own them, but I love them. Would love to own them. But the ones on the right, I could just see myself wearing those like on a dragonfly or something, just shredding dirt.
Yeah.
Those look so cool.
And that's my only thing. I know they call these the adventurer glasses because that's my issue with them. They all feel like I need to be like out doing something, like skiing or like you said, on the bike or something. The only ones that I will wear, like when I'm just walking around, are the ones in the middle, the Haru specs. Those with the purple outfit, purple jacket, because they're luminescent. It's like they're lit up a little bit. They kind of have a really cool look to them. But the other two,
I call those my rave glasses.
The rave glasses, right? Yeah. But the other two remind me of like I'm skiing down a ski slope or something. I don't know. So I the adventurer ones I'm a little less partial to. Let's look at the other set that they've gotten. These are what they call the urban collection. A little bit different. The Ectio, the Advantix, and the Sarab. Meg, what about these? Are you ever seen any of those, or wear any of those, or interested in any of those?
I feel like I've maybe seen the ones on the right, but I don't think I've seen those other ones.
Okay.
Also, I don't know how I feel about them. They're kind of odd. I like the ones on the left. Those are pretty cool.
Okay. Jade, what about you?
I own these too, but I never wear any of them except for the Advantix. And it's again, like I like the race, and so those are my racing goggles.
Racing, okay.
The Advantix ones, yeah.
See, that's interesting because the Advantix are the ones I don't wear, but I wear the Sarabs and the Ectios in a heartbeat because they have the gold trim on them and stuff, and especially when I'm in my AT suit,
I could see that.
It sets it off. Trust me, it's good stuff. But yeah, those are now, mind you, these are all sold as a set. Unfortunately, they're not sold individually. I don't think they're lootable in the game. I think they are subscriber flare only right now, even though many subscriber flare will be in the game. I don't think, and if anybody correct me, because I have not ventured around completely in the game to see, but I don't think that is anything that you can loot. And it comes as a set. So either you buy the Urban Collection or the Adventurer Collection. You can't buy them individually. And I think they're like $5 or something like that for the collection set. Okay, let's continue to move on here. We're going to get past that. I think we did talk about this a little bit about the combat armors that are in game. There's a little bit of everything here. I'm not sure if there's anything here before we get to our personal picks. Are there any manufacturers or types here, Meg, that are the ones that you lean toward when you're dressing your person for combat?
Orc, MKX,
okay,
True Def Pro, sometimes MacFlex. I think those run light, and light armor is really nice. Inmate work suit. I've looted that a couple times by breaking out. Artemex. They took it out. I'm pretty sure you can't buy it anymore. You have to loot it. But I think that's it.
Okay.
The other ones sound foreign.
Okay.
Defiance, no. The Defiance used to be my favorite, but I think it's heavy, and I've tried to go to like medium or light, aside from like maybe a heavy helmet, because you just move so slowly. But
gotcha.
Defiance used to be my absolute favorite.
Okay.
Looks so good.
Jade, what about you?
Oh yeah. So for me, definitely the Lynx. I love the Lynx core. I usually wear it in dark red with a dark red Horizon helmet. MacFlex for legs. Although sometimes I don't know. I'm trying to think of the Microid legs. I sometimes do those. That's a really good Levski look to have that chest piece. The
Is the microwave the quote unquote tungsten raider thing?
Yes,
That's that. Okay.
exactly.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you have the tungsten raider microwave legs, and then you have the Lynx core, and pair that with any of the helmets of your choice, and you have that tungsten raider look, or like sort of bandit kind of look.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like Mac Flex all around for everything. I do like the Horizon helmet they make too. I have a thing for helmets where you can see the face, because they spent all this time working on, the DNA system and face over IP. And if you're just going to hide it behind a helmet, kind of like nullifies that work. So I like, plus, I'm an explorer. So I think if you're a medic or an explorer, if you're going to do medic work with somebody, I think it establishes some trust, because I think our brains are just wired that if you see a face, okay, I can trust that person more than if they're wearing, some crazy heavy armor helmet,
Okay.
So yeah, I think those would be the ones. I do like the PAB one legs. I tend to go for light armor because I like the mobility of it, because my style of play is I'll fall back. I'm not rushing in there like Rambo all the time. I'll shoot, I'll snipe, I'll fall back, and then I'll go back and for some more. But I'm not trying to like withstand all the bullets.
You're be the tank. You're not going to be the tank pushing in.
Right.
Okay. I
exactly.
got you.
So yeah, that's my choice.
Okay. For me, some of these armors I have because they were, as you guys know, some of these armors are sold as subscriber flair. I love the Artemix, but I never wear it. But I have it as subscriber stuff. For me, the ones I use like all the time is definitely Max Flex. That's my norm. I go to Max Flex right off the bat. I think it's a medium or medium light or whatever. But mobility, speed, easy to get. I love the colors that they have for it. If I want to go heavy, I go with the Orc Mark 10, MK10 or MKX. That's the one I go when I go heavy most of the time. I have used Inquisitor because my org used to use, they used the Inquisitor yellow back in the day, even though it's a heavier armor than what I normally like to wear. I also like, oh God, what's the name of it? Fire. Oh, I can't think of the name of it now. I'll think of it in a minute. But those are the ones that I go with probably more than anything. As far as helmets go, I often go with the Odyssey. I'll go with that, or I'll go with the Venture helmet, or I will go with oh God, what's the other one? There's the CAB ones, the full face ones. They have the light inside. I like those as well. There's one armor on here that's very interesting. I don't know if any of you all have tried this before, and that's the Aztalan. Do you remember that one? It's kind of like a leather armor. You used to wear it if you wore it outside, you die from oxygen, not having oxygen on. Did either of you guys remember that one?
Yeah.
It looks like a brown leather. And I've always wondered, like, it seems like a special purpose armor, but I can never figure out exactly why they gave you that, because it doesn't work in zero atmosphere, but I never see anybody wear it. So I'm kind of curious about that one. Okay.
That looks really cool.
Yeah. It's an interesting looking armor, but it almost looks like it's more like a heavy leather armor, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It was made out of plants. Okay, Alex, this is made out of plants. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and move on here past the old combat stuff, and let's start with what we're gonna do now with you guys is talk about the armors and the clothing that we like to wear. And we're going to give you our little mini fashion show. Sorry, there's no music, there's no runway, but we are going to talk a little bit about the armor and why we chose it, and whether it's aesthetically or for some functionality about it, why we particularly pick the ones we do. So Meg's going to kick us off. We're going to start her off here with her piece that she mentions here. This is in her casual line. This is the casual line that she has. Meg, talk to us about that one.
Okay, honestly, I should have taken a picture of the back too. I fell in love with this outfit. I think I was doing like Siege of Warrison and just, those constant runs out or in or out of the hospital. And I just saw some citizens just standing outside, and the texture on this outfit looks so good. Like, I don't know if y'all ever zoom in to the clothing, but the clothing looks so good. And so so you can see like the blue on the sides. It goes around the back, but it curves like right below the middle back. So it almost gives like a little cape vibe, but not really.
What is that? Is it a jumpsuit? Is it a
no,
is it a top and a bottom?
Yes, it's a top and a bottom. It's
Okay.
the Tolo jacket and Altamont pants, I believe.
Ah.
Yes.
Okay.
And the boots are separate too, but it looks like one piece of clothing.
Yeah, it looks like
and
one
you
piece.
can get that from the Crusader store. But yeah, it just looks like there's different colors with this line. But making it match just makes it looks like a one piece, but it looks so clean to me. And like the shoulder pads that aren't complete shoulder pads just look so nice. And of course I had to get my Crusader Stormwall.
That's very cool. Maybe I've seen it and just didn't pay attention to it or whatever, but it's a unique looking thing. When you mentioned about it wrapping around the back, that's the thing that's resonating with me. Like, I think I remember seeing something like that, but I would have thought it was just straight NPC. I didn't know this was something you could actually get.
I really did too until I saw it in the store. I got so hyped for that.
Oh,
but yeah.
Okay. Jade, had you seen this before?
Oh yeah, I have seen it. It was one of the first things I noticed when they added Orison. Was one of the first things I do whenever there's a major patch. I go around, I do Fashion Citizen. I look to see what did they add, what's new, right? I went into that shop and I was surprised. I'm like, oh, okay, yes.
Okay.
And I agree with Meg. It's a good look.
Okay. All right. We're going to move on to Meg's next selection. This is Meg's formal, I guess her executive look here looks like to me, but go ahead and talk to us about this one.
Yes, this is my formal outfit whenever I'm flying my MSR for any of my clients. If you need to go from A to B, you'll catch me as the pilot wearing this outfit. You can't really see it too clearly, but if you did Siege of Orison, man, I should have taken a better picture in better light. I just wanted to give that pilot seat look to it. But
I boosted it a little bit because it was dark, but this is something when I worked on it, when I went to Photoshop and worked on it, there was something on here that I thought was so cool that you have. He's wearing a Crusader pin on the on the lapel. I think that is so cool. And I thought about that. I said, man, it's almost like a pilot, flying this ship. So it's very, very cool. I've never seen that before. I never saw that before. It's very cool.
Yeah, they're available at the Siege of Orison site. You can pull them off of the bodies on the ground. But yeah, the button-up t-shirt, or sorry, long sleeve underneath also has the pin. That one's the white grid. So I think there's like a darker blue version of this shirt, but that also has the pin. Or it might not have the pin. I don't think it does have the pin. But this one is another really nice shirt that when you zoom in, getting to see like the grid is so small, but you can just see just all the details and it looks so nice. And so like you can wear this without the jacket or you can wear it with the jacket, and the jacket is also super clean, which is why I'm a little upset. I should have taken it in better quality, but most of the jackets, the sleeves come like all the way down. These ones are a little bit higher and it's kind of like fitted. And there's like slight patterns on the jacket. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
No, you're hitting it. I'm loving the detail because a lot of people don't take the time to look at the craftsmanship and the work that the devs have done to some of this clothing. Because as you mentioned, sometimes you zoom in and there's so much stuff on here. I mean, you can read little things or you can see patterns that it's so easy to miss unless you take the time out to do that. So that's a great description of the outfit. I didn't know that was something that you were able to loot, which I think is pretty cool too.
Yeah,
that's
it's
cool.
very, very nice. Yeah, that's definitely one of the outfits that I'll be at Crusader and just be yelling at people because they're like, "Where did you get this jacket?" If they didn't, didn't go to Siege or don't know about that platform. It's like sort of rare, probably not so much anymore after the actual event has been going on, but
well,
really
you know what? It may still
be
considered rare because I'll be honest with you. Most people, I don't want to say a big blanket statement, but most people, if they're looting weapons and armor. They're not thinking about the civilian clothing per se. So I think that's very cool. And again, I love the Crusader lapel pin. Very, very cool stuff. Very cool. Okay. We're going to shift gears now. We've gone from her civilian look. We're going to go more to her fighting look. What do we got here?
Yeah, so this is what I was saying earlier. I did like to go for like the heavy armor, the Defiance look, just because it just looks so nice, flush black. But I've been going towards medium armor looks now, except for a heavy helmet. And this is the Nightfire orc gear, I believe. Besides, the helmet is Morozov SH Brush Drift. I really I thought this was not purchasable anymore, or not even anymore. I've never seen it purchasable, but I found it at Port Olisar and I got like 50 of them because I love it. I don't see people wearing these. I really don't. And it looks so cool. Like, you've got the eyes bugging out. You kind of look like a wasp just ready to fight people.
It's very cool with the copper accents on it. It's very cool, actually. Jade, what do you think about that?
Yeah, everything except for the wasp helmet.
The bug eyes. You like the bug eyes?
Look, I almost fell in a lake running from a dragonfly when I was little. So any flying insect thing, I'm done. That's it. You want to introduce an alien species, CIG, that'll make my skin crawl? Make some flying insectoids. You know, the way GG is about caves and spiders, I'm that way about like
flying
anything
bugs,
flying. Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like that look. And you know, I'm not, like I said, heavy armor is not my thing, but if I do have to wear it, I would definitely wear that.
I've never seen that before. That's an armor piece I don't remember. I have seen the bug-eyed helmet before, but that's a great color coordination that I like a lot. It almost, from a distance when I looked at it, I thought it was Boba Fett, you know, popping up, but it's very cool. It's very, very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And last but not least, we've got a second submission here that she's got. Now, I'm going to say this, Meg. I was concerned whether this was the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in armor when I first saw it. I was like, this is like serious armor. Talk to us about this piece here.
Yes. So we talked about the Pembroke a little bit. This is the RSI edition. You can only get it from the Siege of Orison event if you kill this lieutenant. I forget which platform it's on, but yeah. So I think this is for hot environments. I could be wrong.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's okay.
Yep, it's hot.
Okay, yeah. And so sometimes I just like looking puffy. It is heavy armor. And then if I ever go into hot environments and I'm looting or I'm mining, you know, looting derelict sites on hotter planets and stuff like that, I'd wear something like this. And the backpack, I don't believe it comes in that color. I think you have to loot it. And so that white backpack just looks so clean. But yeah, you can't really see it, but on the helmet on the side, it says RSI in purple. I love the pirate, how they did the pirate version of this. Looks really nice.
Does it have is the front of that? I know some of the overseas, there's some that have like a luminescent face or lit up face. Is that lit up in the front or no? Or am I just seeing a reflection?
It is on the eyes.
The eyes,
like
that's what I mean. The eyes right there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious. Does that have a special because you took it off of like, I guess what would be like almost like a boss, is the armor rating on that higher? Do you know? Like, is it 40-50% armor, or is it equal to some of the other armors? Do you know? Because I don't know if they even tell you for that what the rating is.
I'm actually not sure.
Okay, I'm curious. That's all. Whether there's some, like you mentioned, some special buff because it was the boss armor. Jade, any thoughts about that one?
Yeah, I mean, this is one where it's, you know, for me, it's function more over form. Like, you definitely, if you want to go out mining on Aberdeen for a hat a night, you want to take your rock out, you know, you're sitting in that seat exposed. This is the outfit to wear, right? And I like, you know, the fact that I didn't even know this was in the game. Meg has these deep pools, like rare.
She's finding this stuff. Good.
It's awesome.
It's very
very cool.
And
yeah, I like that it comes in more than just that color of the stock one, that you can actually go and loot this in game and you have a unique Pembroke suit.
Be careful, Meg. Watch your back when you're wearing it. That's all I can tell you. You know, these jokers around here, boy.
Hey, I'm an ex-pirate. I'm not a pirate anymore, so it won't be me.
It won't be me either. But you know, there's some folks, boy, they'll say, "Hey, I wanted to get that when I was doing Siege. I couldn't get it." You know. Okay.
1 million credits and it's yours.
1 million credits. Oh, is that all they need? Okay. All right. That's very cool. I like it. I think it's very cool. Okay, I'm gonna go next because because Jade has the most. I'm the middle person on this one. I'm gonna try to remember what it was. I cannot remember my stuff that I had. Okay. This one, many of you guys may remember that sweater. Does anybody remember where that sweater came from? That shirt?
Yeah, that was
What was it? Yeah, what was it?
that was the source of some salt.
There you go. That's right.
Yeah,
That's the
that was one of
Luminalia,
the
right?
Luminalia.
That was the first item we got for Luminalia
Ooh.
over this last year. And I tried to figure out what was something to wear to make it look kind of cool. It's got the little logo on the breast area there, left side. It's actually a nice color. The brown and the green is very cool. Got some nice leather slacks out there with it, and then got the little matching red and green shoes to kind of offset it a little bit. I was trying to go for the orange versus red. I don't know, and maybe some of you all know the name of that particular headpiece. It's the one that covers across the eye at an angle, the black thingy. Kind of has like that Middle Eastern look to it. So I decided to kind of go with that, with the thing running down to an angle and then the brown going down the side, just to kind of have this little symmetrical, kind of asymmetrical look to it. Yes, I get that serious about my clothing, y'all. Okay, but that was that for my first submission for casual. What do you guys think about that?
I love that headpiece.
It's different. It's different. It's different. I mean, I just wanted to find something. I wanted something that looked a little bit more on the black markish side. Maybe that's the way I was thinking. You know what I mean?
Never would have thought of you wearing an outfit like that.
Well, no, you see, here's the deal. At first, I was going to put all the stuff that I like to do, and then I said, let me put, because Jade's on here with me, we're going to be too close. So let me put some stuff on that's like maybe showing people different things you can come up with. You know what I'm mixing it up a little bit. So I know there's some people who like to play on the darker side of gaming. I was going to try to go to GrimHex and steal some stuff from there because they've got some of the more darker side too. But this is what I forget where I found that headpiece at. But it's been in my travels.
May have got it at Grim. You didn't go to GrimHex?
It may have been GrimHex. It may have
Pretty
been.
sure that's where they saw it.
Where they had it.
The name of it is like right on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember it right now. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks. I'm glad you guys. Quinn, thank you. I'm glad you liked that. Jules, thank you. Yeah. A little bit of the dark and doing the old cutting your throat thing there. That's another addition to it. All right. All right. This is my second casual piece here. Now, these I decided to highlight because we just recently got these for Subflare. These were those new jacket and pants slacks things that they gave us. And, you know, some of them have like a cobra snake on the back. They all have like a different thing on the back. I'm like you, Meg. I should have turned them around and had them do the little modeling of the back too. But it's a different look. And I am wearing eyewear on this one in particular too, on that particular character. I've never worn this before because it's subscriber flare. And I rarely ever wear my subscriber flare just because I don't want to lose it. It's more of a museum piece for me more than practical. But I actually do like that. It does have kind of like a racing feel, kind of an edgier feel to it. Leather jacket, leather pants, all that stuff. Any thoughts on that one?
Yes, I actually like this. It looks better in the game. I've never seen it in the game. You know, I only was just going by the images that they showed, and I like it because I mean that's the new drip, right? Like having biker gang jackets in Star Citizen, I'm all about it. So yeah, I'm here for it.
Okay, cool. I won't tell you how long it took me to get those emotes working right. That's another thing that was a kick in the head. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go from my casual look to the more formal look. I'm sorry, this is casual too. This is casual too. It's kind of more like in between, going to like your white party kind of thing. You know what I mean? You're gonna go chill, relax at a white party. That's the shirt I was telling you about earlier that I do get in Casaba. That white one with the gold that goes down the left and right. Also wearing one of the glasses that I mentioned to you guys that comes out of that Urban Collection series. And then, of course, those are the white Lamarck pants, which kind of go a little bit with everything that's out there. The shoes, normally I end up going with the what do they call, Jade? The AVI. What are those boots called? The white ones we talked about earlier?
Are you talking about the Waldrons?
No.
Not the ones from Microtech.
No. The ones from Microtech, the ones in Apparelli, the white boots, the white ones.
Yeah, I think
ATIs. I can't think of what they call them.
Wait a second. I know this.
But that's normally what I go with for white shoes. These are actually boots that I found that were kind of like an off-white look to it.
Ivers.
The Ivers. Yeah, those aren't the Ivers boots. Those are like those white, like soft, like space boot looking boots. But they're kind of like a off-white, as you can see. So it kind of offsets a little bit with the shirt a little bit more because of the gold. So that was that for the casual. And then let's see what the next one is here.
I love the gold, by the way.
There we go. Thank you. This is one of the armors I've started wearing most recently. It is the MK or MXV or whatever, MKX, whatever. It is the heavier armor. Usually I wear white and black most of the time, or black on black. But recently I've just been getting into purple's one of my favorite colors, or violet, and I've been just opting with this one more when it's just me traveling around. One of the things that I think that anything we talk about in relation to when you design your character, the clothing you wear, hopefully one of the things that will come up is that your friends will recognize you when they see you. They won't wonder whether it's you, but it's because of the way you dress or the way your hairstyle is or whatever, that they'll recognize, hey, that's Meg coming, or that's Jade coming, even when you're in a casual civilian mode. I really hope that people will kind of eventually identify you based on your style of clothing or what you wear.
Yeah, somebody already did that to me.
Mm-hmm.
That like we were in PTU, and your friends list is different in PTU, and they saw me, and they're like, "Jade, is that you?" And I'm like, "Yep."
Yeah, people recognize you. I'm gonna go to Jules. That's a good question. Jules said that we should talk about undersuits. Is there a particular undersuit that you like to wear that accommodates you underneath your armor? I know for me, I wear the gray black. Oh God, what's it called? It's the gray black one that has the lines that run down it. It's the version of the
Force
military. Not the Force Flex. It's the other one. I can't think of it. Doggone it. But it's all black. That one. I also wear the white one that has the gold. The little gold things on the top here. It's all white.
Yeah.
I wear that one, and then I wear the one that's the Arctic white. That's black and white all together, and it's kind of shiny looking. Those are the three that I wear most of the time.
Is it the black and white camo one?
Not the camel one. It's where it's like solid black in some sections and solid white in some sections.
Okay.
I'll find it in a minute. The
TCS?
TS4. TS4. Thank you.
TCS4.
That's it. TCS4. Thank you. Meg, what about you? Any particular undersuit you wear, or you just don't care because it's under your armor?
Stone skin, all black.
That's it. Stone skin. Thank you.
Oh, is it?
That's it. Thank you.
And then because like some of the armors, they're not completely like covering everything, and so like getting that underneath black look looks really good. I think it makes the male butt look really good too. Just gonna put that in there. And then Odyssey 2, I really like all the details on that undersuit. So if I'm just wearing an undersuit and a helmet, that's normally my go-to. But yeah, it looks really nice. Usually, I think it comes in like multiple colors, but I think it always has like that gold accent on it in multiple places, and then that like RSI little like badge type thing on it.
Okay,
looks really good.
Yeah, it does. Okay, Jade, what about you? Any particular undersuits?
Yeah. So like my go-to undersuits would be the two that you mentioned, the TCS4, either in black or autumn, or the stone skin, just the plain black stone skin. I think it's got some red accents, if I recall. And yeah, I agree with Meg. The stone skin makes the butt look good with any gender. So I like those. And I do have one other one I wear occasionally for fun, which is the Max Flex. Not Max Flex, the Force Flex pink camo one. That's my like glamouflage for, you go straight from the ship to the club at Wally's. You wear some Raver glasses and maybe some of those Max Flex violet, leg armor, and you're set.
And you're straight. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Last but not least is my formal. I know Jade's going to appreciate this one. There you go.
Nice.
That is the one that I probably dig most for my formal. And that's the all white with the gold accents, gold trim, with the Avers white boots. Those are the Lamac pants, the ATI or this ATI jacket that's done by Fiore. And that is, you can find that in two places. It's kind of a difficult find. One of them, Jade mentioned earlier, Apparelli sells it. It's on the mannequin, but they've got a glitch in the game that makes you mad that you can't get it off the mannequin. The other place that you can also buy it is on the store in Orison.
Macau?
Yeah, Macau. And Macau also has it, and they have it in a variety of colors as well, which is also nice. It's not just white. You can get it with a lot of different colors, and that lapel can be different colors as well. So yeah, those are mine. Okay. All right. You guys, any thoughts on that one, Meg?
Yes.
Jade, whichever one you want to say.
Yeah, I mean, that's right.
What'd you say? I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Jump right there.
Oh, 890 jump.
Yeah, for sure. The gold accents, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, you're not being too subtle about it.
Okay.
But you're rich.
That's the leader of snobs. You can tell.
There you
You
go.
see him coming from a mile away. Oh, here comes the leader of snobs.
Yep. Only difference
Just
is
missing the monocle.
I needed the monocle, and I needed the white top hat, not the black top hat. Then I'd have been
Yeah, they
straight,
should make
you
that
know?
in-
They need to
in
do the
other
white one. Yeah,
colors.
we need other colors here for real. Okay. All right, we're gonna move on past me and let's see what Jade's got up in store. Let's hear about this. This is her Jade's
Okay.
casual.
First thing, these aren't necessarily my looks. I wanted to do this one is though, but I wanted to do a shout out to the people from the subreddit Star Fashion. Yes, that is a thing. If you go to Reddit/r/Star Fashion. It's all this type of thing. It's people posting their images of what, their favorite stuff to wear in Star Citizen is. So this is my Orison look, obviously. Went to the souvenir shop, bought the t-shirt. I believe I did buy these white pants at Macau. And those are the Laska shoes that I mentioned earlier. I don't know if you can see the heel, but I just like the look of that shoe, and I want to encourage. I wear them all the time I can because I want to encourage CIG to make more heels. I will loot for some heels. I might actually go back to my pirate days. If you get me a pair of stilettos, I might have to take them. So yeah.
Okay. Meg, what do you think about that? What's the shirt? What is the logo on the shirt?
Oh, that logo on the shirt, it's a really cool shirt. It's basically says who needs ground.
Oh, okay.
And that's Orison.
Okay. All right.
Yes, it's the Orison sky behind it, and that's one of the lattice structures of Orison. So it's a great souvenir shirt.
Okay. I don't remember seeing this shirt before, so I have to go back and take a look.
Honestly, I don't remember seeing that one either. I really do like the Orison. What was the word you used?
Oh, the
souvenir
lattice?
shirts.
Yeah, souvenir
Souvenir shirts. They have a couple of them. I don't remember seeing that one though, but it looks really cute.
right across
Love the
from
pink.
Macau at
Okay.
right across from Macau at the mall is the souvenirs. Well, it's Celtic store, the convenience store, and that's where you can get smoothies and all that. But they have t-shirt. All these t-shirts are in the kiosk at Cloudview Center.
Cool.
Okay, cool. All right. Let's take a look at our second option here. There we go.
Oh.
Okay. So yeah. All right. This look is one of the. This is me. This is one of my friends that did some acting for the People's Radio promo video, and he still is a pirate. Hence the gutter wash shirt. He kind of likes thrash metal. He's got the bandana from Grimhex. You can see he spends a lot of time at Grimhex. Those gloves, I think I remember Pops asking me about them. Those are the Mercury gloves, those fingerless gloves, and they come in black and they also come in red. And that jacket, I believe, is a subscriber flare item. I think it was a Decordimon Voyager.
Yep.
I think it's the name of it.
Yep.
And I'm not sure what those black trousers are, but yeah.
Now those glasses fit that model there. I like the glasses. The glasses.
Those glasses are the glasses I mentioned earlier that are lootable, or I don't know if they still are, but they were lootable if you went to wreck sites in space, like Starfarer wrecks. You find the engineer and you take them off the dead body. So definitely a pirate look there.
Okay. Meg, what do you think?
Love the entire outfit. The jacket specifically, I know it comes in different colors, and I like that jacket because it gives me Han Solo vibes.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Very cool. Okay. All right, Jade, we're going to go to your formal looks now, I think. Here's one.
Okay. So, yeah, this look here is my formal look. This is, also a very Orison look. This would be one of the Giotto jackets, as well as the Aranda shirt, which are both available at Macau. And I think those may be the Lilo pants. And of course, the ubiquitous matching Ivar's boots.
See, now, I normally don't like that shirt, but with the jacket, I like it.
Yes.
When it's just the
That's
shirt.
what I meant. Like,
Yeah.
you can take it in different directions. At
Mhm.
first, when I looked at it, I didn't like it on the
Mhm.
shirt on its own, but you pair it with that Giotto jacket, and it's a very, very good look.
Very cool. Very cool. Meg, any thoughts?
I think that's the same jacket I was wearing earlier. I love that jacket. Yeah, the one with the pin on it. That jacket just looks so nice.
Yes.
That's very cool. Very cool. Okay. All right, we got formal number 2 here. Boom.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So this isn't my look, but this is a look that I made. This look for Griff. I had a buddy of mine. He dressed up. He doesn't normally wear the stuff from Microtech, but yeah. So this is the like Microtech executive look here, and you can see he's either just left or he's just headed to Oza New Imperial Cuisine, which is a high-end restaurant. And yeah, I mean, it just top to bottom. I believe this is the Waldron jacket in white. I don't know the pants, and those shoes are also available right across from Oza at Apparelli. This whole outfit's available at Apparelli, I believe.
Yep, it is. It is. I've had such mixed feelings about this. I look at the jacket for this, and it's got such great detail in it and the way they designed it. I just wish, and I know someone in chat mentioned about the fact that in some ways you wish the CIG had more colors. There's more palette of colors, because some things look better than others, depending on, color and a whole lot of other things. I like this one, don't get me wrong. I'm just but in the background there, they've got the other one that's like that navy. That's not a navy blue. It's like a gray blue. And I haven't been that impressed with that one. The white one I like a lot. But the other one I've always been kind of funny about. So I would love to see them create a few more palettes of color for some of these.
I agree. And I think sometimes CIG makes the mistake of thinking that high-end fashion is just fairly monochromatic. They should get a little bit bolder and actually look at real life high-end fashion, because it embraces a lot of different, color and textures. And I would encourage them to go definitely explore this outfit in a variety of colors.
Meg, you kind of smiled when you saw this one. Are you familiar with this particular outfit?
I think I've seen it around, but the arms just look super cool. Super different.
It's a cool design. And we can't wait till Ozo opens up so we can go show off our clothing and go have a nice dining over there. Okay. All right, let's take a look now. Jade's going to go into her more combative look. Let's take a look at some of these.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Yes. This I pulled from that Reddit, the Star Fashion Reddit. This is the Bounty Hunter look. Shout out to Shift642. The helmet is the Paladin black/silver. So if you want that Mandalorian look, it's kind of there. The torso is a Lynx core base. The arms are Inquisitive black steel, and the legs are True Def Pro black and silver. And the undersuit is a Sabine undersuit. Now, which you can't really see, but yeah.
Interesting, Quinn, here asked a question. A lot of times when you're picking armor, obviously we know armors all have stats, right? Meg, you gave the example of like sometimes you'll wear light, medium armor, but you'll do the heavy, for the head. Understandably, for people who are concerned about maybe getting headshots or things of that nature. When you assemble a piece like this, is it for aesthetics? Is it aesthetics and functionality, or functionality? In other words, every one of those pieces of armor for every section is different. Is it the fact that all of this is light armor, but just different pieces? Is it light, medium, light, heavy? I mean, how do you guys balance out stuff as far as having a look and at the same time functionality? Does one take precedence over the other for you, basically?
Sometimes. I think for me, it just depends. Like, are we really just grinding out missions? If we're grinding out missions trying to make money, then we're probably just gonna wear the gear that all the dead bodies that are down there are wearing. But if I don't know, it just really depends. Like, if there's people with me and I trust people, I know my loot's gonna be there forever. Granted, bodies don't disappear or something. I'll wear cool stuff like this out, because I know even if I get headshot, my teammate's there to pick me up.
Right.
But if I'm alone, I kind of sway my outfits to be just more heavy armor for the head.
And if you lose it, you're not gonna. If you lose it, you're not gonna weep over it later on.
Yeah. But I definitely think style still comes into it in the end.
Jade,
Yeah, I would say that, you know, just because you're in combat doesn't mean that you can't look good, right? And so one of the things I do like about what we have as far as armor sets is that there is such a variety that, you know, there's almost no look that you can't make. So like this one is a bounty hunter, you know, it goes totally with the whole desert environment. And like I said, I mean, there's good looking armor in both light, medium, and heavy. So like I said, if you just, you know, if you're out there to grind missions and you feel most comfortable in heavy armor, you can probably find something that you enjoy. For me, like I said, personally, I prefer the light or medium to have more mobility. But yeah, like you can look good and fight well.
Okay. All right. And we're going to do our very last but not least piece here. Boom. There we go.
Yeah, so this is almost like a UE Marine type look. And I don't know exactly what this set is, but I do think that is the TCS desert undersuit, I think. And I'm not sure if that's the PAB helmet, but I just like this look. I don't know exactly what these pieces are. I really apologize, but I just thought this was a very good uniform look for like somebody, you know, that's if there's an org that has like this as their uniform, you know, I could totally see that being something.
Is that, we said that is the MKX armor, correct? Or no?
I think maybe. I do know that it was all this was called desert.
Okay.
So
okay.
Also, about all of these, if you are looking for items in Star Citizen and you want to find out where these different items that we mentioned are sold, there is a site called the Universal Finder, Universal Item Finder, and it's at finder.cstone.space. And you can go there and it's got great filtering options. I talked with the guy that created it, and he created a filter for female model support, so you can see what's wearable and what isn't. But yeah, if you need to find anything, you don't necessarily have to fly all over the verse. You can use that, and it'll tell you where it's sold.
Okay. Very cool. All right, I'm gonna change back here for a second because we got a lot of questions. Meg and Jade, I'm gonna let you know there's a lot of questions for us.
Okay. Yeah,
a lot of questions.
Ready.
I'm gonna present this final question to you before we start answering this question to other folks. As far as the future of fashion, when we started the show, for those of you who got here a little late, we opened up with a video, and I'm gonna go back to that video just for a hot second, so you all can see it. And then I want to kind of get some feedback from folks in the chat. And you guys can put in your answers. You can drop them in and tell us what your thoughts are. But the question is going to be, should CIG provide clothing? And most of the clothing that we see, you know, the casual clothing, a lot of it is very conventional. It is very reminiscent of things that we may have today. You know, a little edgier, but then there's what we call couture fashion, which is like much further out there. And I'm curious to see whether or not you all feel that CIG could provide this same type of clothing for people to see in the game. So let me play this video for you. And in chat, put a 1 if you'd like to see this stuff in the game, and a 2 if it's just too far out for you. Okay. Jade and Meg, if there's anything you see that you like here, let me know. I like the bug-eyed thing, that thing there. That's kind of out there.
I like the one before that mohawk. It gives me Car 2 All vibes. Like where you just like there's just all this stuff in front of you, but it's still cool.
Okay. Jade, anything stand out to you? There's ones. We get a lot of
stands
ones.
out. This is all a little bit too avant-garde for my taste, but I want it anyway, right?
Yeah.
It's not about what I want to necessarily wear. It's about having a variety of things that are beyond what we have now, right? Like, I think there should be more avant-garde haute couture looks in the Star Citizen universe, and in lore there is. And there's a designer named Dinah Lee, Dinah Lee, and she has some things that are worn by NPCs in the game already. We can't wear them yet, but in lore, she designs like some really high-end fashion that's kind of cutting edge. And when I think cutting edge, I'm not thinking that the stuff that we have currently. I'm thinking there's more to come, at least in lore. I always look to the lore first, because we usually see things there before it's something that we have in game.
Right.
And so, yes, I think there will be some more unconventional looks down the road. And like I said, like Fifth Element, look at sci-fi, think of all the different crazy fashion styles. It's also 930 years in the future. So they can do all kinds of things with materials. They could maybe even include Gravlev stuff from some Xi'an inspired fashion, because they use Gravlev in everything in lore. So like, I would love there to be like something that just hovers, like, a train of a dress that just like hovers from Gravlev, like anything like that. It would be amazing. Like, yeah,
I'm definitely down for things that look, and I'm using this term loosely, things that look alien. It's one thing for things to look, from a futuristic standpoint or futurism standpoint, and that's an evolution of human design. But I'm curious to see whether or not clothing will change when we go to another system and there's some species or group, whether it's the Xi'an or whoever it is. We did kind of get that feeling a little bit when we saw the stuff with the Banu, but even then there was still reminiscence of human design there. I really am curious to see the type of materials that are used, the way they're used. Maybe there's purpose for why certain clothes are designed based upon, the planet's atmosphere or gravity or whatever. I would love to see things actually that different. Maybe some clothes that we can't even wear it, but they can wear it, So that's my thing. I want to see them push the limit. But don't get me wrong, I do want to see more of a futurism design to clothing, because some of it, like I said, some of the clothing look like some designs from the night, influence from the 50s, and that's okay. But I also want to see some stuff that just is, man, it's just out there, But that's
my one critique. Sorry,
Go
to jump in, but that's my one critique so far about what we've seen as far as fashion in Star Citizen, is that they tend to look back, like the 20s, the 50s, and okay, that's, fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But, talk to, somebody mentioned they need some fashion designers. I would say that they could probably talk with like fashion design students. It's not like they'd have to sink a lot of money into it.
Right.
They come up with some amazing designs for futurist things. You can go on to like DeviantArt and see, artist concepts of future fashion or alien fashion. There's a lot of ideas. It doesn't all have to be invented by Jay Lee. So, no offense to Jay Lee. I love him and I love the stuff he's come up with. But I do think that having a more diversity of ideas as far as where fashion could go in 930 years would be great.
I agree. Okay. Are you guys ready for questions?
Yes.
All right. Here's the first one we've got here from Pops in Space. Most games' income is fashion. In other words, they have these items that people can buy. Should Star Citizen do the same after it goes live? Should these items, like, we've got the bobbleheads and all this other stuff, but what about clothing? Do you think they should continue doing clothing as flair, and will people spend the money for it? What do you guys think?
As long as things are on the store or subscriber only, people are going to buy them.
Okay.
I definitely think so.
You think they will? Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, if it's something, that it's a subscriber only item and that they can only get it through, finding it in some loot crate, definitely, right? It's definitely something that will, for some people, right? Like, I loved those glasses when they came out, but I remember the Assault. When why do we need these sunglasses? Right. But I would love there to be a lot more flair items that are fashion. I wasn't a fan of the bobbleheads, but again, not every flair item is going to be something for everybody. I mean, I like some ship paints, but they're not for everybody, because people are like, I don't own an Avenger, I don't want that. So it's everybody's different, and that's what makes the universe special.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. All right, our next question comes from Jad. It's what are the panel's thoughts on conspicuous consumption? The idea of expensive identifying fashion for the sake of sending an obvious message. Will CIG integrate conspicuous consumption into gameplay, such as for intimidation or respect or the fact that you're a member of something? What do you guys think about that? I'll go with Meg on this one first.
I don't know.
If I come in with that really slick, you all were talking about the golden white suit I wore, right?
Yeah.
Does that demand a certain attitude from you as a player or from NPCs? Maybe you could care less, right? But maybe, okay, remember we talked about the Million Mile High Club earlier?
Yeah.
I got to wear something like that to get in, even when I'm coming with my boys. You know what I mean? Is that a factor that they could do? Or will it be that the bartender's turned off if I come in there wearing a t-shirt and some shorts?
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I do remember now. We did talk about that, and yeah, I think so for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see that come into play in the game.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Especially when it comes to like just the everyday places that you can go into, like that specific restaurant that you said is potentially going to be opening up. I forgot the name of it
Ozo.
already. I think
Ozo.
yes, yeah. So like, if you're not dressed up, this is a 5-star restaurant. Get out of here.
Okay, that's cool. Jade, what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's already a part of like the Star Citizen universe lore, and it makes it feel more of like a lived-in, living, breathing universe, which is the aim of Chris Roberts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So conspicuous consumption, for those that don't know, is the acquisition of particular goods or services that serve to express the expressed purpose of displaying one's wealth.
That's
So
right.
if you own an 890 jump, that's conspicuous consumption, right?
Yep.
Or even a 600i.
Yep.
So why wouldn't your fashion choices also, be something that you would use to display your wealth?
Mm-hmm.
And since wealth is an achievement, in a lot of games, and Star Citizen's no exception,
Mm-hmm.
People want to show off that AUEC, or eventually it'll be UEC that they earn. So yes.
That's right. So that's for all you blasphemers out there with a 400i putting your freaking Nox in the front of the ship. That's all I'm going to say about that, okay? All right, so let's go to the next one here. I'm just messing with y'all. Okay. Let's see. Sir Tagi, how risque or revealing do you want clothing to be? Any thoughts on that? Let me go to Jade first on this one. How risque or revealing would you want some clothing to be?
As much as CIG, okay, no, I'm not going to say that because CIG plays it pretty tame. Frankie Hollywood in chat mentioned it earlier about how just tame the fashions in Star Citizen are.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, when you compare it to something like Black Desert Online, Second Life, Final Fantasy, look to these things were successful for a reason, and fashion is one of them.
Yep.
And yes, risque fashion is part of life in the world, and would be part of the life in the universe as well.
Yep.
It's about being able, to express yourself, and some people, they may be in the mood to wear something a little bit risque. I think it makes, again, the universe seem like it's full of living, breathing humans, because that's what humans do.
Yeah. That was from Sir Tagi, by the way. And, I hope that if they do it, they'll do it based upon also do it based upon cultures, right? Wherever you go, maybe there's certain cultures that for them, that's the norm, right? It's not a big deal, right? Some other places might be like Oris and everybody's all covered up. You know what I mean? Also based upon everything from weather, all types of factors that need to go into it. But I would love to see that spread out throughout, so that if there's a certain thing I want to get, and I saw Meg walking around in it, and she said, Griff, I got this, but yeah, it's about 8 systems over, I don't want it to be like easily accessible. I want it to be a reason that would actually maybe even force me to travel into a region of space that maybe I wouldn't have, just because of that cool jacket she had, or those shorts that she had on. That's what I want to get, so I think that would be kind of cool.
Exactly. If I want a chainmail bikini, and I have to go to Pyro to get it, right?
Yep.
Because think about it like the Expanse. When they went to the Belter system, the Belter, places, they would have like some risque fashion there, right? And you think like pirates, that they're not going to be so uptight. So yeah, you should have to go out of your way, go to the Spider, go to Pyro to get that.
Absolutely.
But yes, it should be in the game as an option.
Absolutely. And we do have hints of that, because as you all know, when you go to Grimhex, the clothing at Grimhex is totally different than any of the other stores. So hopefully they will, like you said, Pyro and other places, we'll see clothing that reflects where those places are. Here's a quick question from Pops in space. Should we have clothing and uniforms and accessory customized for orgs, logos, and more? Pops, that has come up before. It has come up. CIG has talked about it. There are some things that some orgs already do with the stuff that's in game now. For example, Test Squadron, we use this particular armor. It's Inquisitor, it's yellow, because our colors happen to be black and yellow. That armor happens to match up with it. There are some variations that people will wear, but I do understand your question about whether or not the game will allow us to customize. And it's been a difficult question. Just like when people ask about, can you customize the paints on your ships? They've also asked about and logos and things. They've asked the same thing about armor as well. And CIG has not been willing to commit to that. They think it's a great idea. I think it's something that they said they would love to be able to do. But whether or not that'll be something technically will happen, or if it will happen anytime soon, we'll have to see. That's what I can answer that question for you right off the bat. Okay. Let me go to another question here.
Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. You got something? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I would say that yes, but I would say post-release because it's something that would require CIG to set up some type of AI pipeline to vet all the logos, right? Because you don't want, like, obviously you don't, there's going to be people that want to put a penis on their armor just because, right? There'll be people that may, use symbols that are associated with hate groups and things like that. I mean, we saw that with them having to change the Operation Pitchfork symbols. So you want to make sure that if you do put a system like that in the game, that you protect yourself as a company. So I would say yes, because I'll never say no to any customization options, but I don't think it should be something that they think about soon, but maybe down the road after release.
Yep, absolutely. Let's see, we got one from Black Sky Legion here. It says, I would very much like to see fashion be available in the game, not for conspicuous consumption, but to make a statement of politics, ethics, and having some people's clothes for Levski peoples, or maybe some anti-Hurston outfits, something OPA style for people who wish to express such. Any thoughts? We already do. Yeah, we do have some stuff that leans that way.
With Levski.
Yeah, we do have some stuff that leans that way already. There are some political statements in there about Nope and some other stuff that they do at Grimhex. But yeah, I don't see, maybe you guys can give some feedback on this, any reason why there couldn't be, especially if we keep it within lore of the game even more, whether you like who happens to be the leader at the time, or whether you don't like a certain group of people. Maybe I eat Banu for lunch, something like that. I mean, you could put all types of stuff in the game, I guess, right? Meg, let me get Meg first. Okay. Meg, you got anything on that you think that would be kind of cool to kind of have, not hate speech, but throwing some shade at some folks, with your clothing.
Absolutely. Yeah, that'd be great to have.
Okay. Jade?
Yeah, I mean, we have a little bit of it, like you said, in the game already. There's that yoyoMeg shirt. I think it's available at Grimhex. It has the former Imperator's face on it, and it says lies.
Yep.
We have, the Banu made shirts, which I don't know exactly how I feel about them. I do own them, but it's interesting because, like, it's almost like they're making fun of humans a little bit, but maybe not. I don't know. And then of course, like in lore, like the Levski, People's Alliance of Levski will have their own things going. There's also the Hurston Workers Party, which are like a rebel group against Hurston Dynamics. So, I think that down the road we'll have more of that, but just stay tuned. I think just they've indicated already that they want to do things like that.
Definitely. Okay, good question. Thanks there, Black Sky Legion. Good one. This is from Fastcart. What suggestions would you give to CIG for new subscriber flair or clothing or armor? What would you like to see? Meg, I'll go to you on this one. I'll go to Jade first this time. What's something that you would suggest, Jade?
Or clothing or armor?
Or armor,
Okay, so I'll start with armor first. I love that retro spacesuit they showed us on Inside Star Citizen. More, please. Yeah, more exploration-oriented armors. Maybe a medical armor, like, or something to support salvage. I'm sure that's definitely coming. So more career based armors where, what we've had up till now has been combat oriented, because that was mostly all you could do in the game. But as we get more of these careers online, like a science set of armor, exploration, all these things, mining, salvage, I'd like to see, and medical, I'd like to see all that become, its own lines of armor. Maybe even some, exactly. Maybe some, new manufacturers that are specifically making things for that, like Cure Life, maybe making a medical armor.
That would be cool. I think we do have one in particular. The there's a Gray Cat armor that's designed for mining, and if I'm not mistaken, isn't the Ari one that like kind of bulky with hard lines one that you get in the refinery?
Yeah,
I think those are the only two, like you said, that are kind of career oriented, because it's supposed to have its own special backpack and some other stuff. But again, we don't know what the functionality is, right? What's the difference, right?
Yeah, and there's a company Caldera which makes the Novikov and the Pembroke suits for extreme temperatures, and that sort of supports mining too.
Yep.
And as far as clothes, yes, I want more fashions for all genders, but I do think that, let's have some feminine clothing, some of it, like a little bit, like, well, oh no, a lot of it, because we've had for years since, I think they call that Avatar Old Baldy, the original, only everybody was being the same character, that you won't remember this, but everybody was this bald white dude, and they called that character Old Body. He was the basis for all their character tech. And since then, like, almost everything is designed for the male character first. Why not make some things that are designed for the female character first? And yes, I do think that, items that are unisex doesn't mean it's something that's male that you then like size it for females. It should go both ways. It should be equitable.
Agreed. Meg, in the game, some of the clothes we didn't show today. When you go to New Babbage, they actually have winter clothes there, right? There's like the big parka jackets and stuff like that, the big puffy things. They got the one that's like the big puffy hoodie with the glass. We didn't talk about any of that, but there are some weather-based clothings that they have some nice styles to them and stuff. Is there anything that you would like to see come into the game? Like you mentioned about like racing, like on your bike, and we talked about the sunglasses, but we don't really have any racing clothing. Is there anything else that you would like to see come into the game?
Things for hotter temperatures, so like shorts. We don't have shorts, right? I just want to make sure before I say that.
No, I don't think we do.
Yeah, shorts.
NPCs have them.
Yeah, the NPCs do, yeah.
Shorts, booty shorts, crop tops, things like that. Man, I would love to get like just a summer outfit as a subscriber flare one time.
Yes.
Summer outfit. Okay, summer outfit.
At least some shorts.
Yeah, at least some shorts. Okay. It's funny, we have the area in New Babbage where the people are doing yoga on the yoga mats and sports and everything,
yes.
but we don't have anything that leans in that direction at all for us as players. I'm still kind of mixed about. I definitely want some type of what's the word I'm looking for? Their casual wear is still not completely there for me. I mean, it's just t-shirts. I still would like to see either jackets or t-shirts. There's still some other bridged areas I would like to see them fill out. There are some sweaters in the game that are kind of cool and nice. The shoes, I'm still not digging those puffy boots and stuff. That's just not hitting it for me. So I wish they would do something better with shoes and stuff. And other than that, let's see if they do some other jewelry accessories. That would be kind of cool too. Whether it's earrings or necklaces or something like that that they can put into the thing. Bracelets, other than your Moby glass, they could do that. Okay.
What about pajamas?
Ooh, pajamas when you go to bed.
Because I really think that they could do pajamas culturally different.
That would be cool. I think
it could look really nice.
Okay, cool. All right, we're going to take one more question. This one is from Big Black Gaming. He says, do any hosts endorse in-game 3D printing of apparel and apparel pattern development for creation or sale by players in a player economy? Now, this goes down a different road because the question has always become whether or not CIG will allow us to do some form of making our own stuff in the game, right? And we know that they're looking at things like farming, things of that nature, but will we be able to create clothing? Will we be able to, because in some games you can do that. You can literally make your own clothing. What do you guys think about that? He suggests 3D printing, but I guess he's just saying some form of manufacturing player-made clothing? Is there a possibility of something like that in the future? Of course, we're just talking, y'all. This ain't CIG, so just so you all know, this is just us. Jade, let me go to you first on that one. Any ideas about player-made clothing?
Sure. CIG's already sold things like the Endeavor, where you could upgrade the weapons, right? That's what the particle accelerator was kind of sold as. They've also mentioned there will be some form of crafting. So yeah, if you're going to have these things, then, you know, cosmetic items such as clothing, that's sort of, you know, would be like an obvious thing to add. And as far as it being in a player-driven economy, I mean, it will have to exist in the economy that Star Citizen sets up, in which we're just, you know, 1 out of, you know, 9, right? So like there's like a 9-to-1 ratio for NPCs to players in the game. So NPCs could also buy that clothes. So I think, yeah, why not? I don't think CIG will ever go into an EVE like all player driven economy, even if it's just for clothes. I don't think they want that. They want some kind of consistency. But again, I don't work for CIG. I don't speak for CIG, but I could see them adding it only if it fits the context of the current or the future economy in the game.
They're doing, yeah. Meg, what about you? Any thoughts about that?
I don't have any.
Player made.
Jade.
Yeah, player made stuff. Yeah, it's hard to say on that one. That's tough. I played stuff that has player made stuff, and it was a part of the economy, and people definitely went to those people to have things made, especially when it was for orgs, to get things made in bulk and for uniformity's sake. But balancing that out, like you said, in the game would be really interesting.
Did they have that in Star Wars Galaxies?
Oh yeah, that was one of the main ones. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry, I have one more from Jaja from an hour ago that I want to take on. Jaja says we know that there already are smuggling missions for knockoff RSI suits and sentient animal hides. How far do you think CIG will take the counterfeit fashion smuggling gameplay? Easiest citation is Astropub regarding hide smuggling missions. Now I don't know about that, what that is. So maybe either of you know what that is?
Yes, back when we had Levski, there was a mission to smuggle Osoian hides. Now, for people that aren't up on the lore, haven't seen Astropub, Oso is a planet that contains a sentient species, and it's a Fair Chance Act planet. Fair Chance Act is like the prime directive in Star Citizen. Okay. So you're not supposed to be able to go there, and you're certainly not supposed to be poaching the skins off of a sentient alien species. So yeah, I mean, that's probably one of the reasons we have these Fair Chance Act planets, is that yes, somebody might make fashion out of, their skins or whatever, and that opens up smuggling gameplay so that you can smuggle things other than drugs.
Wow, so you're saying that maybe making a jacket out of a boreal stalker may not be legal to do in game, right?
Yeah, I mean, because if you look, Microtech considers it like an invasive species.
Right.
So maybe you could make a fashion out of boreal stalker hide, sell it at New Babbage. And again, like I say, maybe, because they don't consider it like something like an endangered species. It's considered an invasive species.
Right. Okay.
What if the Banu have human meat jackets?
Oh, we did have human meat bars.
There is human meat bars. I was going to say, you never know, right? Anything is possible at this point. Okay. All right. Well, that hits it for the questions and stuff that we have for today. And we are running late. So we are getting ready to wrap it up. Man, all I can say is thank you to everybody who hung out with us tonight. Thank you all for you all were saying so much in chat. I was trying to read chat, but you all had a lot of great comments and things about clothing and fashion, and we really appreciate that. And we hope you all enjoyed our mini fashion show that we showed you all today of the things that we like to wear and use in the game when we're playing. I think other than that, that's really about all that we've got. Let's talk about what we got coming up this week. Jade, can you talk a little bit about Thursday, please?
Yes, Thursday is where all of y'all can join all of us. It's Soul Talk, and it's every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Also on Saturday, we have Soul Voices from 3 p.m., and that's part of Podsat Saturday. And Podsat Saturday is a bunch of different shows. Astropub, relay station.
Yep.
Am I right?
Right there on the screen.
Yep. Oh yeah, sorry. Astropub, the relay. I was trying to do it from memory. Astropub, the relay station, and Soul Voices. So you start with Soul Voices at 3 p.m. and then you go to 6 p.m. For the Astropub, which I highly recommend. And of course, I also highly recommend Relay Station. They're OGs. They go way back. If you want to, learn a lot of things about Star Citizen, those two shows after Soul Voices are great.
And then Meg,
of course,
well, let's let Meg take one. Meg can take the last one. We threw this last one at her last time and we didn't prep her for it. So I think she might have been a little bit getting ready for it this time. Go ahead, Meg, tell them about next Sunday.
I wasn't getting ready, but I can tell you guys about it. Sunday is going to be another Soul Citizens, but this time the career is going to be bounty hunting. So if you guys want to know about bounty hunting as a career, come by Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
There you go. She got it, Jade. Boom.
Yeah,
she's on it. She's on it. Yeah. So those of you all who are into bounty hunting, making that cash, bringing in those heads, then here we go. Make sure you guys are here next week. All righty. Well, again, thank you guys so much. Those of you who followed tonight, I know we had a lot of people who were following. We were talking, but we had a lot of people who followed. Those of you who subscribed tonight, thank you, and especially all the questions that we got tonight. Really, really appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to check us out this week. Everything's outlined. Don't forget our social media. Don't forget all of our wonderful subscriber stuff that you can get if you're our swag. Thank you those of you who purchased things and sent pictures and told us, hey, I got my stuff. Really appreciate you all, because we're everything you do, as you know, comes back to us, and we do giveaways, and we're going to be starting to do some giveaways in the month of September as we get ready to approach CitizenCon. So you definitely want to be around during that time. And other than that, I think that's about it. Hopefully we'll see you guys. Go ahead.
Fastcore just put the link in for Star Fashion. So if you want to continue this type of thing and see what other Star Citizens are wearing, you go to Star Fashion.
There you go. All righty. Well, we are going to do our raid, and it looks like tonight we're going to go back to an old friend, and it's going to be Star Jump Ender. Those of you all who know about the folks at Star Jump, Ender is one of the team over there, along with Starlet and Star Jump Grim. We want to throw some love his way, and give a shout out. Let him know you came from Soul Citizens. If you like what you see, be sure to follow him, and hopefully we'll see all of you all again sometime this week. Until then, take care of yourselves as always, and peace, love, and soul. See you soon. Take care.
Bye.
And our end credit didn't play. Let's make it play anyway, just for the heck of it, right? It doesn't want to play. Tonight's been like technical night.